come over. Have no fear. Why brood in solitude? Come listen to a soothing interlude. Out the shadows unite and step into the light. I'm Alan Adale, and yes, I dare share my cautionary tale. Do you remember King Richard? From the Holy Land to the Moldy Land, the Crusader returned with the Lionheart. Oh, the Lionheart. The legendary stone, pulsing with mysterious wonder. A jewel so precious, it made England's richest richer. And a core so powerful, our technology lives beyond engineers' fantasy. But a treasure so bloody cursed, it attracts the greedy, the treacherous, the murderous thief. Oh, Richard! He who stole the Lionheart met the sad end of its previous owners. Aren't we sick of the sheriff's tyranny? Don't you hate these pack of usurpers? His gang of thieves feast in Nottingham, laughing at the famished and spitting on the commoners who built this very land. Our motherland.
Alan Adale, by executive order of the Crown, you are under arrest for propaganda against the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Sons and daughters of England, unite! Let us rise against the degenerate oppressor!
Silence!
For there is a new gang in town! Come with us. Sherwood steals from the rich to give to the poor! We are going to war! And we're recruiting!
So that is the intro cinematic. Today we are going to look at a game called Gangs of Sherwood. I am going to do a first impression let's play review of the game. That means I'm going to play the game for the next hour or so until I am satisfied that I can give you my opinion on the game. If you are in a hurry and you don't want to watch the full 1 hour or more of the video, then you can simply skip to the last 10 minutes or so of the video where I will give you my quick, concise, final opinion on the game and tell you whether or not, in my opinion, the game is worth $40 or not. Otherwise, you can just stay tuned and we will be playing through the game today, and I will be giving you my running commentary on the game and telling you what I think is good and bad about the game as we play through the game. So, like I said, the game is $40. You can choose at the beginning online or offline. We're gonna play offline. The game does have co-op, but I'm not gonna play co-op. Usually in these types of games I don't play co-op, I don't show multiplayer, nothing like that. I am a solo player and I prefer to review games on the solo aspects. So a couple of issues already. When I started up the game, let's just turn the audio down a little bit because bloody hell. Turn that down a little bit because that's really loud. When I started up the game, a couple of issues. The game started on exclusive full screen mode, which I just hate. I hate it when a game starts in exclusive full screen mode. So I had to put that to borderless mode because exclusive full screen just fucks up my entire setup, because I have a dual monitor setup and it just fucks up the entire setup. And then it also was set by standard, by default, when I started up the game, it was set to 6K resolution. So not even 4K resolution, not 2K resolution, 6K resolution by default, which is fucking hilarious. Like, I don't know why any developer would set a game to run by default on 6K resolution. That is just idiotic. And then also by default, when I started up the game, it was set to run at unlimited FPS, which if New World, Amazon's game, New World, has taught us anything, it is that when games start by default on unlimited FPS, that is a very bad thing, because as we all know, Amazon, with their New World game, burned out a whole bunch of graphics cards because they set their game to run on unlimited by default, and it just caused a whole bunch of people's graphics cards to burn out. So setting a game to run at unlimited FPS is really not good. On top of that, the Nvidia DLSS was on by default, and it was put on performance setting by default. So it had default exclusive full screen, default 6K resolution, default no VSync, default unlimited FPS, and default Nvidia DLSS on performance. Like, none of these settings should have been the way it was. It shouldn't have been on exclusive full screen. It shouldn't have been on 6K resolution. VSync should be on by default, in my opinion. It was on unlimited FPS by default, which is not correct, and you should never have anything like DLSS, AMD, what's that other AMD bullshit, AMD FSR, or Intel XLSS. None of that bullshit should ever be on by default, and they had it on by default. So, like, really, the game's settings are the very worst that you can possibly get by default. So they didn't just fuck up once, they fucked up 1, 2, 3, 4 times. I'm gonna be gracious and not consider having VSync not on by default a fuck up, but they fucked up 4 times, quadruple fuck up, before we even start with the game. Like I said, the combination of these settings can burn out your graphics card, as New World has proven. Also, motion blur should not be on by default. We're gonna turn that off, and then the rest of the stuff is on high. That's totally fine. I don't think it can go higher than, oh, it can go higher than high, so that you can get ultra. So let's put view distance on ultra. Texture quality, I don't know. Let's see how the game looks on high, and I will look at my graphical performance to see if my PC will be able to handle other ultra settings. But by default, let's put view distance on ultra. I like seeing as far as possible, so we will apply those settings. Otherwise than that, all of that seems fine. Voice, we can turn up voice. Controls, we're using keyboard. I hope the game isn't a console port, hopefully, because console port games, if done poorly, can really result in some pretty bad controls and playability for PC players. So another issue, by the way, when you Alt-Tab, the game loses audio, which is another issue. That should not be that way. when we look at the usage right now in the settings menu, well, in the main menu, you can see that the game uses right now a ridiculous 300 watts of power. Like, no game should ever use 300 watts of power in the main fucking menu. Like, when you play a game like Cyberpunk 2077 at 2K resolution on high settings, not even that game uses 300 watts of usage of power draw. So this game right now is using more power draw. It's more graphically intensive right now than what Cyberpunk 2077 is when you actually are playing the game. When you're actually walking around and shooting shit, this game is already more graphically intensive than Cyberpunk 2077, which is quite unacceptable. That's really, really unacceptable. 60% usage in the main menu and 300 watts of power draw in the main menu on a Nvidia RTX 3080. That is really, really ridiculous and unacceptable. So that's really fucking stupid. But anyway, with that being said, let's jump into the game. Like I said at the beginning, the game is $40. You can pay $50 if you want 72 hours early access. So you get 72 hours of early access, which is absolute bullshit. I hate it when games do that. It is a monetization tactic, monetization scheme that should not be encouraged. And then you also get one skin for each of the characters if you pay that extra $10. So the game by default is $40 or €40, and you can pay €10 extra or $10 extra to get one skin for each of your characters and 72 hours early access. So that's really, really shitty. I do not like the fact that they are doing the early access bullshit. It's really something that should not be encouraged. While we are on the topic of bad behavior from the developers, these developers are Nacon or Nacon, and they have a very bad history of doing some really shitty stuff. They famously removed access from the one game, The Sinking City. It's a game by Frogwares. Frogwares was the developers of Sinking City, and Nacon was the publisher of Sinking City. And Nacon removed the access of the developers from the development tool, completely removed all of their access so that they can't work on their game anymore. And then the developers refused to work on the game anymore. So Nacon literally pirated the game. They literally pirated and cracked The Sinking City and then uploaded it on Steam without the consent of the developers, Frogwares. So that's the type of company that you're dealing with here. So just with that in mind alone, I would not purchase this game. Like, if you're dealing with a scummy piece of shit publisher like that, and you need to remember, the money doesn't go to the developers. Like a lot of people say, oh, support indie developers, buy the games. In this instance, the money isn't going to the developers. The developers already get paid. The developers get paid a salary. The money is going to the publishers. So the money is going to Nacon. And Narcon are the pieces of shit here. So they not only cracked and pirated a game, removed access of the game from Frogwares, and then illegally, well, it's not really illegal, it's just copyright infringement. So they committed copyright infringement by uploading a cracked and pirated version of Narcon's game to Steam. So they did that shit, and then on top of that, they're now doing this bullshit where they are doing the 72 hours early access for $10 extra bullshit, which is, like I said, a monetization scheme that should not be supported. It is, in my opinion, as bad as having day one DLC, which is literally removing content from the game and charging money for it instead of adding it to the game the way it should have been. And it's literally as bad as adding loot boxes, pay-to-win loot boxes to a game as well. So quite honestly, already, like before we even get into the game, already I will totally tell you that you should pirate the game. Don't buy the game. I mean, we will see if the game is good. That we will see at the end of today's video, but I still have to make the determination whether the game is actually worth playing. But I can already tell you the game is not worth buying. Like, if the game today is good, then just pirate the game. Like, just seriously, just pirate the game. Don't give your money to Narcon, because Narcon have a history of really shitty things. It's the same as with any Electronic Arts games, any Square Enix games, any Gearbox games. Just pirate their shit, because they are companies that have a long history of fucking over the consumer and fucking over the developers that they work with. So just pirate their games. But today we will see if the game is at least worth playing. At least we've already established that it is not worth buying, at least. So you get to choose from 4 different characters at the beginning. So there's Robin of Locksley. It looks like he fights with a bow. I don't know if these are classes or if they are simply cosmetics. Like, can you use daggers with this dude, and can you use daggers with this dude, and can you use daggers with this dude? Or are these not only cosmetics, are these your actual classes, you know? I guess we will see once we get into the game, actually. So on the face of it, this guy looks like a heavy hitting dude. This dude heals. This dude fights with daggers. And this dude shoots. So I like the idea of healing. Yeah, I like the idea of healing. Like, anytime that a class can heal themselves, I'm a huge fan of that. But I'm also a fan of ranged attack, basically. Let's take the healer. Why not? Let's take the healer. So just to give you an overview again, you can't even turn the characters. That sucks. I was hoping you could rotate the characters or zoom in and out or something like that. So you get Maid Marian, you get Little John, you get Robin, and then you get Friar Tuck. Okay, let's go with Friar Tuck. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay, so here they show the skills. They don't show the skills there on the previous screen, which is a little bit stupid, to be honest. And then they don't show these skills at all. They don't show those skills, unfortunately. But okay, let's take this one. So obviously, if the game has very long loading screens, that's obviously going to impact my opinion of the game as well, because very long loading screens are just bad. It's a sign of bad optimization in the game. Apart from just purely breaking the flow and the pacing of the game as well.
Oh, jeez.
What took you so long?
Are you trying to beat your weekly arrest record?
I cannot deprive the crowd from my talents as a raconteur. They demand it.
Right, that cage tells a different story, Jester.
That?
Okay, so the voice sync and the lip sync is particularly bad.
Till I find something more catchy.
Get it?
Ooh, I have to write this down.
It will have to wait until we make it to Major Oak.
What a lovely idea.
Look at that, it's really bad.
Little writing retreat.
Translation, a hole to hide.
And the game stutters during cutscenes.
Well, to Major Oak then. The town of Loxley is refusing the tax bill. The resistance has to know.
So we already have some stutters during cutscenes, and we have bad lip sync. Okay, do we get a tutorial or something? Oh, there's a lot of stuttering. Okay, so that's the right click attack. You charge it and then you release it. And then this is the left click attack. Yeah, we can't get past there. Invisible wall. Should I go down here? Like, which way should we actually go? Okay, another invisible wall. The graphics looks good. Like, quite honestly, the graphics looks good. Let me check something quickly. Holy tits. Okay, so the game is right now using 300 watts and 100% GPU usage. So the game is really demanding. Really demanding. I mean, I'm running the game at 2K resolution. I'm not even running it at 4K or anything like that. The game is really demanding. Let me have a look at my CPU usage quickly. And yeah, the CPU usage it's not too bad, as you would expect in most games like this. That it's way more taxing on the GPU. So let's see if we actually turn on DLSS. Even though I do not like DLSS, I'm not gonna let the game constantly use 100% of my GPU, because that creates issues with my OBS. If the game is using 100% of the GPU, then it leaves nothing left for my OBS. Okay, so now we are on performance setting, and the game is still using 290 watts of usage. So it dropped the usage by 10 watts, not even 10%, just 10 watts. That's like 3%, which really does not help us at all. Just 3% less usage. Let's put it on ultra performance, see what that does. Okay, now we are at 270 watt of usage. That is acceptable. I can live with that. So the game is not really able to run at 2K resolution on high settings with a 3080 RTX, and that's really quite bad. That means that this game runs worse and has worse performance than Cyberpunk 2077 does. So if you're thinking about playing this game at 2K resolution, you're going to need at least a RTX 3080 or higher, which is really quite bad. It's a lot worse than Cyberpunk 2077, for instance.
There you are. Resistance rack. That's not nice.
There you have it! Try vaulting over these obstacles.
So they haven't showed me anything about sprinting yet. They haven't really showed me anything about navigation yet.
Jump, you say.
I say, how high can you get if I throw you in the air?
Wrong answer. Ah, we're getting close. Still got that fancy gear?
All right, time to fly.
Ouch. Stupid rebel.
You have been forgiven.
So the combat looks like just your average left click, right click, you know. If the enemy is a fair distance away from you, then you can do your right click charge up attack. But if they are close by, you just mash left click the whole time, basically. So pretty basic combat system.
Winning cheater. Hey, deal the cards.
You can't interact with people and you walk literally through them. That's fantastic. If this is the type of quality that you get from a $40 game, then already it's not looking good, to be honest. Really bad voice sync, stuttering, this kind of shit. Like this is not $40 worth of quality right here. I mean, Knock-On are quite well known for making dog shit games, so you shouldn't really be too surprised if this game turns out to be dog shit. Hey, you can actually have collision with the pigs. So the pigs have collision, but not the humans. The humans don't have collision, so that makes a lot of sense. They gave collision to the pigs. You can even walk on top of the pigs, but you can't have collision with the humans, so that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, please, spare a coin for the people of Sherwood.
So there's literally nothing you can do in this place. This is all just aesthetic, like fucking can't do anything. Literally a useless walkthrough area. I'm assuming you can't do anything here either. Like, it would have been nice if they just had, like, maybe a little bit of a cutscene or something, like introducing you to the resistance or something, I don't know. Maybe some collectibles, maybe some chests or something. You can't even break the stuff, like, oh, you can break that one, but you can't break these over here. They didn't even tell you that you can break stuff. invisible walls everywhere. So the game clearly is not an open world game. It's a very linear game so far.
Right behind those trees.
Use the zip line to cross over. Hurry up. You don't have all day. Major oak.
Why does it have to be so slow? Bloody hell, that was like a 20-second zipline. Like, couldn't they have made it faster? See, you get money from this shit, and they didn't even tell you that you can get money. I just picked up something green, I don't know what it is. Huh? Okay, apparently you can't go into the water. So they don't put invisible walls at the water, but they put invisible walls at other places where you can't even die. So they allow you to die by jumping into the water. They don't bother putting invisible walls there, which makes a lot of sense. I don't know how much 5 gold is. Is it a lot? Is it not a lot? I guess we'll see later on when we are able to maybe sell stuff, because right now I don't know if 5 gold is a lot, if it's even worth doing this bullshit. Also, they didn't even bother putting voice lines in for 90% of the game, it seems. Which, once again, is just really lazy for a $40 title. Okay, can't jump over there. Can't interact with the well. What the fuck was that? Like, that's the most useless cutscene, whatever you want to call it, ever. The graphics is nice. Like, you can't really say anything about the graphics, you know, anything bad about the graphics. Graphics is nice. But like I said, the game runs worse than Cyberpunk does, and I mean, this game doesn't look as good as Cyberpunk. So, good graphics, but not good performance in the slightest. Okay, so I'm assuming we can't go that way. Can't go that way since the game is not open world. If we jump down here, we're probably gonna die. Let's test that.
Oh, what's keeping you?
You die immediately. Okay, so you can double jump basically through the air. Yeah, invisible walls everywhere.
Sherwood's retribution.
D? How the fuck was that a D? I didn't take any damage and I killed all of them like really quickly. How was that a D? Like, unless the score is based on how many times you get punched in the face, then I really should not have gotten a D. Like, I really got the impression from the Steam screenshots and that kind of stuff that the game was open world, but I guess not. I guess the game is linear, which is not really anything bad about a linear game. You know, I was just really expecting something like Fable, for instance. Like, Fable is a really fantastic game, obviously, you know, open world game and all of that. Okay, perform light, perform heavy. I already know this bullshit. I already know it. charged light attack. Oh, so you can even do a charged like a light attack, and then it does like a projectile attack. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then this one obviously does that flame thing. Oh, I don't know which one does the most damage yet.
Say your prayers.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Someone call a minstrel and write a song about this achievement.
Okay, so you can get a whole bunch of tutorial shit there. I don't care. The game is so basic, and the combat system is so basic, like you don't need a tutorial unless you are completely stupid. Can we get over there? Nope. Challenges. Okay, I don't care about that.
Can I interest you in these garments?
Souls in fear, and quests that make the heart so near.
Oh, so these are just cosmetics. Okay. That is the thing that you get with the Lionheart edition. And then I'm not sure what this is.
Ah, you sure look stunning.
I don't know where you get that one. But this one is the Lionheart edition that you get with the
No refund.
the extra $10 bullshit.
Puppets dance and come to life. With each move,
It looks cool, but obviously it's meant to look cool. They obviously always make the skins that you have to purchase look much better than the skins that you would otherwise get. Like, this one looks relatively bad, really bad. This one looks okay if you like the primal, like a primal type thing. And then this one just looks bad. And that looks like all of them. Like, I can't even go up or down. Like, I can't scroll up and down. So this is literally the best looking skin that you can get in the entire game. It looks like, I don't know if there are others, but it doesn't look like there are others, since they would have shown up here. Like, these are locked, so they're showing up here. So I think these are literally the only skins that you can get in the entire game. And the best one is the one that you have to pay for. So that's a really shitty. That's a really shitty tactic, in my opinion. Like, they have the stuff that is in the game that you're gonna unlock through gameplay look really shitty, and then literally the best one is the one that you have to pay $10 for. That's just really shitty. And then you can also change the color or not.
Through every trial and every test, we'll stand together and do our
Oh, you can mix and match them.
Shall we not?
Okay, so you can mix and match. So you can't change the color, but you can mix and match various stuff. So if you want the weapon from the one outfit, but you want the clothes from the other outfit, then you can do that. So it's not as good as changing the color. If you could have changed the color, that would have been really nice. But like, while we look at this, look how low quality that is right there. Like, just look how low quality that is. Like, the weapon at the top looks nice. The crystals obviously look nice. And that thing kind of pulsates, kind of. But look at the staff. You can see the pixels, like literally right there.
Hear my plea.
can see the pixels right there. That looks really bad. You can see the wood down here as well. The wood is just low quality, so they used a really low quality mesh on the staff of the weapon. That's just really not good, to be honest.
With wooden limbs
Okay, how do you equip it?
For a leader of the resistance?
places.
Equip. Oh, you have to press enter. Okay, there we go. Okay. So you see, even here you can see how bad quality that staff is. The actual yield of the staff is just low quality. Okay, where
Lay a caress on the soul.
you select missions over there, weapons. Why the fuck do I have to run back over here? Oh, no, that's combat lessons. I thought that might be weapons.
A vision born from the Creator's mind and crafted with love so kind.
I don't really see anything anywhere that I can really interact with or anything like that.
The poet's feather weaves a tale of love and loss.
This place is a whole lot of nothing. Like, there's nothing that you can really interact with. Hey, here's a whole bunch of pedestals. I guess you might unlock stuff and then it will be in this room, maybe. I'm assuming. Like achievements or something? I don't know. Okay, so you can't talk to the others. So literally all you can do is just change your outfit, do the dummy fighting, and select a mission. That's really shitty. I would have expected to at least like be able to buy stuff or something. Okay, so you get more money for higher difficulties. It doesn't say how much the enemies are like more powerful, or like do they have more health, do they deal more damage, are you weaker, do you deal less damage. It doesn't say anything like that, so that's really fucking stupid. Why do you need to run over here?
Gasping in awe.
That's really stupid that you have to run over here instead of the mission just starting.
Citizens of Locksley, by order of Emperor John, I've come to collect our beloved tax. The sheriff needs your gold. Oh, all of it, please, to support the imminent crusade.
Can't you read? It says you're only allowed to collect my boots up your ass. So bend over.
Ow! I'm gonna tell the sheriff.
How dare you? There's only one sheriff in town, and it's the thief of Nottingham. Oh, is it the other way round? I get confused with words. Stop laughing at me. You have to pay. He's right, lads. You have to pay. You're lucky I need to change my pants, or I would Loxley will pay for this! Uh-oh.
Like, I don't know what that that cutscene was just for. Like, it wasn't really humorous. I don't know if it has any bearing on the mission that we're about to do. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Easy on the fireworks, folks. Bloody hell.
Quit the tavern humour, kid. No firework could cause that level of destruction.
Holy cow! We're under attack!
I also don't like the fact that you have to walk over the stuff to pick it up. Like, why doesn't it just automatically go into your inventory? Like, that's just gonna make you have to run around a lot, you know, unnecessarily. After every battle, you're gonna have to look around and search for the gold that is on the ground. Also, why do I only have 23 gold right now? I had a lot more previously. Like, where does it show my gold? You don't even have an inventory or anything like that. So are you telling me the game literally has no items? Because that would be really, really shitty. If the game literally has no items. Like, what's the character progression then? How do you get more powerful if the game has no items? And I'm not seeing an experience bar anywhere, so I'm assuming you don't get experience either, because I've killed a couple of things and haven't seen experience anywhere. So where's the character progression?
Wouldn't know how to find us. Sounds like his men are after civilians.
Rotten bastards! We have to do something.
The environment and everything looks nice. Like, it really does look nice. It's just really underwhelming, the rest of the content. Like, the environment looks nice, the terrain looks nice, the world building looks nice, and then everything else just looks shitty. Like, it's just really not good. It's like the only thing so far that I like about the game is the environment. And I mean, like, that's not really good, you know, like, oh yeah, the game looks nice, but so far the gameplay is shitty. And there's seemingly no character customization, seemingly no character progression. So I don't really know what the point of the game is. If the entire point of the game is simply to play the game, to progress the story more, then the story has to be really, really good. You know, like, then you're talking about a game like The Last of Us or something like that, where there's really very little character progression, but the story is very good.
For spitting on the tax.
And this game so far doesn't strike me as a game that has good storytelling, to be honest. Like, there's cannons dropping everywhere, and these retards are just standing here, like... And they're just waving, and they all look the same. Literally, look at that. Apart from the clothes, but like literally bald heads. They all have bald heads. That guy has bald heads. That guy is literally a copy of that guy. And they just stand there, and every 3 seconds, 4 seconds, they wave. Like, how bad is that? It's so... so lazy. It's such a lazy environmental decoration, I guess you can say. Just, they don't even look around. They just stand there looking in one direction, waving the whole time. And that guy literally looks the same as that guy. Is an exact copy of the other guy. And they are the same character because the faces and the bald head look exactly the same. That one just happens to have different clothes. Also, these icons that pop up are a very telltale sign of
Let's deal with them first. It will give people some time.
Very low quality game design. Like, it's not animated, it's not real time, it's literally just a small PNG, like a picture that pops up. Like, that's really lazy. That's a really lazy way of storytelling. Like, how do the developers expect you to get invested in the story if they have such low quality character models? I mean, it's not even a character model. Like I say, it's just literally a little PNG, a transparent PNG popping up with a character saying something. How do you, like, avoid a hit? Shift or jump? No, jumping doesn't do much. This bastard is a ranged guy.
Retribution. Say your prayers.
He's not even taking damage. That guy stood in the flames and he took no damage. What bullshit is that?
Thanks for that.
Literally no damage.
Smashing your sins away.
Look at that! That guy ran through the fire.
I see.
And then for some reason they just like fade into dust for some reason. I don't know how that makes sense in the story of the game. Like I said previously, it's really irritating not picking up the gold automatically, because you literally now have to run around for a minute searching the area for any gold that was dropped on the ground. And even when you attack the barrels and gold does drop on the ground, the range, the pickup range is so low that, like this, like look how close you have to get to pick something up. Like 1 meter, perhaps 1 meter, and then you pick it up. Like the range of the pickup is really ridiculously small, incredibly small. Let's see what this trapdoor is here. Oh, no, I can't even open. There was a trapdoor here that I could have accessed, but apparently I can't access it now anymore. How do I get in there? And there's a chest over there. Or at least something that looks like a chest. Does the game have a map? No, it doesn't have a map. I'm pressing M and nothing is happening. Ah, there we go. At least you get healing from these things. Okay, here's a chest. Okay, gold, and we stutter once again. Why am I picking up the healing orbs if I'm already full health? That's really fucking stupid.
Hey, guys! Jackpot!
Increases your defense. Okay, I don't know. Is that an active buff, or is it something that I have to equip? Or what? The game isn't even telling me. Like, the game so far has basically no tutorial. Like, there was a small little tutorial at the beginning with regards to jumping, sprinting, vaulting, and attacking. But otherwise than that, no tutorial whatsoever for anything else. So, like, I would like to know what that is. Ah, artifacts, okay. So apparently it's an artifact, apparently. I don't know what artifacts are. I don't know how do you use them. I'm assuming I'm using this one right now, even though I'm left clicking, right clicking, nothing is happening. So I don't know. I don't know if it's active or not active. I don't know how to switch it out. I can't even look at it. Like, you can't even inspect it or anything like that. So
That's some serious devastation. At this rate, there isn't going to be much of a town left.
okay, no voice acting, and my weapon just disappeared. Fantastic. Game also hasn't told me anything with regards to dodging or anything like that yet. This attack is really powerful because it also knocks them at the ground, to the ground.
An Imperial dropship!
I heard these machines were being built for the next crusade. Whatever their purpose is, we'll smash them to pieces. Say your prayers. You have been forgiven.
Why are you attacking that fucking way? The guy standing next to you. The auto aim or the lock on in melee range is also really terrible, because there, for 3 or 4 attacks, my guy was attacking this way when the fucking guy was standing here on my right side. So even the lock-on of the spells and the techniques is really bad. And there's loot that I can't get in there. That's fantastic. Like, if the lock-on, the enemy lock-on is that bad with melee, then I am really happy that I didn't take the ranged character, because I think the ranged character would have been fucking abysmal. If the character can't even lock on in melee range, imagine how terrible the lock-on would have been with ranged attacks. Now, this game is as linear as a motherfucker. Like, seriously. This game is as linear as they come.
Any gold to spare, good sirs?
Here you go, friend. But you can't stay here. Run to the forest.
Okay, what's the point? Why are you here?
Well, what do we have here?
Okay, so I can't take that, so you can only take one artifact at a time, or at least at the beginning. You can only take one artifact. And then there's another one, but I can't probably take that one. Yeah, it's not allowing me to take that one. So you get these artifacts, and then you can equip them, but you can only equip a limited amount at a time. Also, why is this here? Because, I mean, I could have just jumped down there. But why is this here? This doesn't make sense. Why? Usually things like this are loading screens. They're a subtle way of loading a new area, but I didn't even load a new area. I could have literally just jumped down there. That doesn't make fucking sense. Okay, so it didn't even go where I aimed it. And you can only pick up one from each pile. That's stupid, but okay. Come on.
Square. A sore reminder of the war.
Wounded comrades from the battlefield were treated here. What happened to them?
My friend Friar Caldo is responsible for the dispensary. Maybe he led them to safety. Tremble in fear! I'll drink to your memory.
Now this fucking attack destroys them. How do I get a D in that fucking fight? I didn't take a single hit and I killed all of them really quickly. How the fuck do you get a D?
I must admit, the precision is impressive. The bombs are coming from beyond Sherwood Forest.
Yeah, our next stop, after evacuating the city.
And then once again, like I said, you have to spend a couple of minutes running around, looting all of the stuff. Just lock on to this guy. I'm aiming my camera towards that guy, so just lock on.
sins away. You have been forgiven.
Why are you attacking that way? I'm looking at the fucking character. There's nobody over there. Who are you attacking over there? Seriously, the combat system is really weird with regards to lock-on. Lock-on is really fucking weird. Like, it doesn't go where you're aiming your camera. So that's the first issue. In a game where you control the camera with a mouse, it's supposed to go when you attack. It's supposed to go where your camera is aiming, and it doesn't do that. And then on top of that, it doesn't lock onto characters. It looks like it locks onto characters, but it doesn't actually lock onto characters. So it's really a fucking strange and not optimized combat system. What's the point of this area? Like, what's the point of this fucking area? There's nothing. That doesn't make sense. Oh, and then the fire burns me. I was standing over it. Look at that shit! I'm standing over here. I'm not even standing in the fire. Look at that. I'm like 1.5 meters away from the fire, and then I get fucking burned. What bullshit.
Taxes, open up. Pay your dues to our benefactor, the Sheriff of... Guards, get them.
And there's no voice sync. No voice sync at all, or lip sync.
I'm going to make him spit some gold. I'm taking that back.
Classy.
What the hell is that? Like, what the hell is going on there? And what's the point of this entire area here? Like, there's nowhere where I can grapple, there's no loot. What's the fucking point? It's literally a dead end. Which way should I be going? Like, the game isn't indicating anymore where I should be going. Usable by Maid Marian or Robin. Oh, and then there's a chest over there, but I don't have... I'm not Maid Marian or Robin, so I'm just losing out on a chest. I'm losing out on loot due to not having the specific character. That's really fucking stupid. Which fucking way should I be going? Wow, 25 gold, that's fucking nothing. considering I already have 600. Can't go up those stairs, there's an invisible wall. That lady is just chilling, like literally in a burning house. Just chilling here. Are you comfortable? Are you nice and warm? You look comfortable and nice and warm. There's so many areas that just have nothing. Like, how long have I been walking now? For the past 2 minutes I've been walking with not a single enemy. Like, what the fuck is up with this environmental design? I hate the fact that the character doesn't attack in the direction you're looking. Like, what's the point of all of this bullshit? There's no enemies. I found one chest. The game is just so fucking empty. How can you have such an empty game? Like, it actually took developers time building this level, and yet there's nothing in the level except one chest. Like, how much time did the developers spend on building this entire area from here all the way up there to the top? There's one battle at the top, and then fucking for the past 3 minutes that I've been walking around, absolutely nothing except one chest. This is a really terrible environment design and game design. What's that? Okay, I'm pressing my grapple ability, but nothing is happening, so maybe it's an arrow. Maybe you should shoot an arrow or a ranged ability there, but no, that doesn't work. So once again, you are limited based on the character that you're playing, which is pretty shitty.
The pier is nearby.
The river. We could ferry people up.
Classy!
Brave!
Sherwood's retribution.
Look at that, damage received 0, and then I get a fucking B. Like, the grading system in this game is terrible. It makes no sense. Also, I would like to see another character do that battle faster than what I did. So I can go over there, or I can go here. $25 gold, that's fucking no help at all. What the fuck? Okay, I just died. That makes no sense at all. Fucking stupid. How do I get in there actually? Like, there's a chest there, but I see no way of getting over there. Like, this looks nice. You can just see this game looks nice. The environment actually reminds me a lot of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Like, the game really looks good. And like that picture right there really reminds me of Valhalla. Looks really nice. It's just really too bad that the game is filled with such dog shit content so far. Like the world is just empty. It's just a linear, empty piece of shit. With battles spaced so far apart, it's not even fucking funny. If you get one battle every 3 minutes, then you're lucky. Because that's the way it's been so far. Also, the AI is just totally moronic. Like, that guy literally stood there and looked at me, pound the guy on the left's asshole in, and they just stood there. He's like, okay, yeah, pound that guy's asshole, and then after that you can pound my asshole. Like, the AI is just moronic.
Please, help! We need more time to fill the tank and escape!
The guy's lips aren't even moving. That guy looks cool.
Destroy that boat and drown those thieves in that river with every last one of those rats.
Now let's take care of the ranged motherfuckers first. The amount of camera shake that the game has is also really fucking irritating. Like, the amount of camera shake. Fortunately, I don't really suffer from motion sickness or something like that, but holy fucking hell, this game has a stupid amount of camera shake. Like, I'm sorry if the game is making some of you queasy, but like, that's like, it's just, look at that, the amount of camera shake is insane, and I don't think there's a way to really turn it down. I don't think. I haven't seen an option to turn down. Like, the game also has no accessibility options to speak of. Yeah, no, there's nothing. The game has literally no accessibility options. So that will be really bad. Like, the game will be basically unplayable if you are someone who suffers from motion sickness. Because that's just a stupid amount of camera shaking. I don't know what this thing is. Like, where should I go? Like, is the boat saved now? There's a gate over here, but I can't go out. There's something over there, but I don't see that I can really do anything there. There's some enemies on my map, but I don't see any enemies.
They just keep coming.
There isn't much we can do. Loxley is lost.
But hope is not, if the survivors make it to Sherwood Forest.
Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You can hit it with your shoulder, but you can't destroy it with your massive fucking mace. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, I have to say. Can I get up there? Because it looks like something's glowing up there, but I don't know. I just hate the fact that gold isn't automatically picked up, seriously. I also hate the fact that health is still picked up even if you are already full health. Motherfuckers. They do a stupid amount of damage. 2 hits and I'm already almost half HP.
Drink to your memory.
That's crazy. 2 hits and I'm already half HP. Look at that. Literally 3 or 4 hits and then I'll be dead from ranged attacks. Attack that fucking way. Attack that mother. Oh, this game is getting me hot and heavy. The melee combat is terrible because it doesn't attack where you're aiming and it doesn't auto lock on. Like, I don't know what it's locking onto, but it's clearly not locking onto the enemies. Like, I don't know how they can design a game with such terrible melee lock-on. Like, I think it might have to do something with the controls because, like I said, the fact that the game is a PC port, it's ported from console. Like, this game, when you play it on PC, you don't have analog sticks. You just have one controller, essentially, and that's the mouse. So on a controller, you have the left and the right analog stick. So perhaps the game was designed so that you move your camera with the one analog stick and you aim your attacks with the other analog stick. And then, like I say, on PC you just have one controller. You have one analog stick, which is the mouse essentially, and it doesn't attack where you're looking. So it's really fucking terrible. As I've shown now already multiple times, the character doesn't lock onto enemies and it doesn't attack where you're looking. So it's a really fucking terrible melee attacking system, and I think the ranged attacking system would be even worse, because if the character doesn't lock onto enemies automatically in melee range, then like it will be even worse in ranged, because it's also not gonna lock on in ranged. If it doesn't lock on in melee, it's definitely not gonna lock on in ranged combat. It's really fucking bad. I just like got like power-ups and shit like that. I don't know what they mean. The game hasn't given me any explanation with regards to levels. I mean, the game doesn't have levels. I'm pretty sure about that, because there's nothing indicating levels whatsoever. So I don't know what the power-ups are. I don't know. Seemingly each time we encounter this guy, we gain power, but I don't know what the power does. I don't know what impact the power has. I don't know, like, is it a 5% increase in power? Is it a 10% increase in power? Does it increase your health? Does it increase your combat abilities? Like, what, you know, there's no indication whatsoever what the power actually does, and there's been no tutorial or nothing telling us what it does either. By the way, it would not surprise me in the slightest if this guy like turns out to be secretly the main boss of the game, you know, like the final boss of the game. Okay, boss battle apparently. Oh, they do that shit directly ripped from Borderlands.
Once again forgotten my birthday, little sister. Thank you for bringing me the leaders of the rebellion. I can't
Fucking hell, calm down.
The sky bombs.
I'm dodging, I'm dodging.
Barker.
We call them Loxy's tears. But worry not. My blade will kill you before they do.
First need to take out all of the ranged motherfuckers. Ouch.
Say your prayers.
Taste my blade.
Classy!
I have turned this town into a graveyard.
Let's pick your spot together, big mouth.
You can't win against the sheriff.
I'll crack one of your bones for every life you've taken today.
I fucked your shit up properly.
Did Father order this?
You're the curse of the Nottinghams. A shame to your blood.
Satan's retribution.
Okay, don't we get loot or anything? You see, you get favor, like the game hasn't told me anything about favor yet. Can you spend favor? What does favor do? You get no loot from the boss, which is fantastic. If the developers wanted to steal something from Borderlands, then they shouldn't have stolen the boss intro. They should like have stolen fucking loot, you know. Obviously Borderlands has a fantastic loot system, and this game so far has literally no loot apart from the ability shit. You can only carry one of those in anyway. Like, what's the point of designing all of that and not being able to go over there? Like, that took a developer a lot of time to do, and you can't go over there. Like I said, the best part about this game, in my opinion, is the environment. Like, this is a really nicely designed environment. Everything just looks nice. It looks really nice, really, like, this looks like a $70 game, like seriously. But it's filled with nothing. Like, they just filled it with nothing. Like, throughout this entire map, I've had maybe 7 battles, if I remember. Maybe around 7 battles in this entire fucking map so far. Like, how long did this map take the developers to design? And it's well designed. Like I say, I like the map, I like the layout of the level. It's just filled with nothing. There's just nothing. It's really a shame. It's a very pretty game with very nicely designed environments. It's just the environments are populated with fucking nothing.
Damn. We should have kept him alive for intel. Now what?
He's a Nottingham, all right, but too small for such an attack. The tactics at play remind me of someone I used to know.
Some friends you have, John.
Says the youngest in the most murderous and dictatorial family of all time. Come on, let's head to the forest and check on everyone.
Like, all of this, what's the use of all of this? It's just nothing. Like, look at this, it's just nothing, there's nothing. Seriously, this environmental design is fantastic. The game looks really good. Like I said, it looks as good as something like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But what the fuck is that over there? Is that a glitch of some kind there in the air over there? Or what the hell is that? Probably a glitch of some kind. So the environmental design looks amazing. It looks really fucking good. It's just... It's populated with nothing. 7 battles on this entire level. And no loot. No loot whatsoever. Why did you make me run all of that way after the boss battle? Like, nothing happened after the boss battle. Like, that's really, really stupid. They make you run like 30, 40 seconds after the boss battle, and there's nothing after the boss battle. Why didn't they just have the circle, the extraction circle, whatever you want to call it, there after the boss battle, literally after the boss battle, or at the boss battle's location? Like, it just doesn't make sense that they didn't have it there. That's fucking stupid. Okay, we get some kind of a level up, something. And then we get another nice long loading screen. Like, I'm really close to drawing my conclusion on the game. I just want to see if we unlock anything like weapons or something. Like, we have to be able to spend our gold on something.
Full of wonder. Makes my heart sing like thunder.
Experience comes from discipline.
Okay, so you can unlock new combos, new combo attacks, which, quite honestly, I probably don't need because I'm blasting through the enemies. Like, there's a thing down there, but I can't even see it. Ah, there we go. This scrolling up and down bar wasn't even here. I had to switch from here to there in order to get the scrolling bar to actually show up. Okay, so these are just combos. They're fucking nothing. I'm not even gonna use them because my current attacking of right click is more than powerful enough. Okay, so you can't even unlock more slots. Requires 2 rebel bar segments. Enemy must be below 30 health. And more story missions. So, like, is there anything else? Now my power at the top left is down to 1 once again. So, as I suspected, you gain that power as a temporary type thing every time you encounter the clown during a mission. So you basically just gain it during the clown checkpoints, and then you lose it all at the end of the map, which is really fucking stupid. So, like, literally there's nothing I can spend my money on. I don't know what the money is used for even. Like, there's nothing else that I can see that is new. Like, I really would have expected you would at least be able to buy new weapons, or maybe have, like, talent points, skill points, you know, something like that. There's nothing like that. Absolutely nothing. Now we go to mission 2, then mission 3, and then I'm assuming each one of these are probably going to have 3 missions, so it's going to be 3 missions, 3 missions, 3 missions, 3 missions, 3 missions, 3 missions, 3 missions. So, yeah. And, like, really, I don't know what the point of the gold is. apart from the combos, which, like I said, I don't use the combos, this works fucking amazingly. I mean, I tore apart the entire map, and I was playing on heroic difficulty, and I was playing solo as well. And like, it's just not necessary to have anything else. But I would have liked it if you could like buy armor, buy maybe some gear, weapons, jewelry, anything like that. And there's just nothing like that. There's no skill points, there's no experience, there's no power-ups. You lose the artifact that you pick up. You lose that artifact. So if we go into the next mission, we will see that you actually lose that artifact. We are gonna get a cutscene now, but I'm just gonna continue to speak through the cutscene because the cutscenes are fucking stupid in any way. It's just really, like I said, it's a linear game. So everything is linear, and you just progress through the level linearly. When you get to a big, well, I say big, it's not really big, but when you get to a big open area, there's a battle, and then you kill 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 enemies. I think the battle that I've seen so far with the most enemies was probably around 6 enemies or so, and then you just move on linearly to the next area. So as we can see here, I now have lost that artifact that I had from the previous map, and you can't even pick up unused artifacts. Like if you have any artifacts that you left on the ground, you can't even pick them up to put them in your backpack to sell them or anything like that, because the game has no inventory. Like literally the game has no inventory, no loot, so you can't like progress your character's loot in any way. Like if you think a game like Division 2 or Destiny 2 or Borderlands, anything like that, the point of the game is really character progression with regards to getting better gear, getting better weapons, leveling up, getting more skills, getting more powerful. And in this game, I'm literally, as I stand right here, I am exactly as powerful as I was at the beginning of the game. Literally, if you skip back to the very first second that I entered the tutorial, whatever, an hour ago or whatever, I'm literally as powerful right now as I was an hour ago. And that's just shitty. Like nothing has changed. Literally nothing has changed. I'm literally as powerful as I was an hour ago. So the game has no character progression, no loot, no abilities, no skills. It has combos, so you can do left click, right click, or you can do right click, right click, right click. Then it does like a triple fast slam. You can do charged attacks like that or like that. So it has attacks, it has different attacks, but it has no abilities, no skills, no experience, no weapons, no character progression of any sort in any way. Literally the only thing that can make your character more powerful, actually more powerful, is the artifacts that you can pick up. That's literally all. And then those artifacts are removed at the end of the match. So you only get to keep the artifacts for whatever, 20 minutes, 30 minutes until you are done with the mission. Then you lose them. And then you're back to zero. You're back to being as powerful as you were at the beginning of the game. And it's just really, really shitty. had leveling, if you had skills, maybe a nice talent tree with a bunch of different passives and abilities that you can unlock, a game like this would be really, really perfect for being like Destiny or being like Division 2, where you unlock weapons, gear, you know, green gear, blue gear, purple gear, orange gear, that kind of stuff. This game would have been really, really good for that, even though, like I said, the combat system is really shitty and the lock-on system is non-existent. Literally non-existent lock-on system. Even though that is the case, I would have continued playing the game if I had the promise of some form of character progression, like experience or talent points or better gear or anything like that. I mean, the story so far is really shitty. I don't give two fucks about the story. The story is useless. But I would have continued to play the game just to make my character more powerful, because that's the appeal with these types of games, even though this isn't that type of game, you know. This isn't something like Borderlands or Division 2 or Destiny 2 or even Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed has a fantastic character progression system because you can get better gear, you can get talents, you can get experience, you can get fame, you can get a whole bunch of shit. And this game just has no character progression whatsoever. So, quite honestly, I don't know what the point of playing the game is. Like, really, it's a really pointless game in my opinion. And like I said, like, the environmental design is really good. I really like the environment. It's just a real shame that the game is filled with nothing. Like, it has a really nice platform, it has a really nice world, but the world is filled with dog shit and nothingness. Just absolute emptiness and dog shit and stuttering and no voicing in a lot of the places and bad voicing in a lot of the other places, and the cutscenes are lazily animated. It's just not good. And the fact that they're asking $40 for this, I mean, how much does Destiny, well, Destiny 2 is free for the most part. Even though Destiny 2 is not a game that I would recommend that you play, I would much more recommend a game like Borderlands 2, perhaps Borderlands 3, even though Borderlands 2 is better than Borderlands 3. And I mean, you can get that game for like $5 these days. And Division 2 goes on sale regularly for like $5 as well. So I would much more recommend a game like Borderlands or Division 2 than this game. Like, $40 fucking for this game is egregious. It's really egregious. And like I said, it could have been a good game if only it had some content. If only it was like Fable, for instance. Like, holy shit, if you took Fable, the idea of Fable, the good storytelling, the weapons, the armor that you can get, the abilities, the good and evil system of Fable, the character progression, the combat system, even though the combat system of Fable is pretty much as basic as this combat system is. It's really basic, just left click, right click. If you took Fable and you put it inside this game, holy balls, it would be a fantastic game. It would be an amazing fucking game. And it just isn't. It's just a like I say, a nice environment, a really nice environment, filled with disappointment and emptiness. That's really it. And they're asking $40 for the game, even though, like I said, I wouldn't pay money for this game. Like the point of the video would really come down to, should you pirate the game or should you not pirate the game? That's really what the point of the video would come down to, because Nacon or Nacon are a really shitty publisher, a really shitty developer, which shouldn't be supported. So it would really come down to, should you pirate the game, should you not pirate the game? And quite honestly, you shouldn't pirate the game. The game is just, it's just not fun. I'm gonna uninstall the game after this video is done. It's just not a good game, it's not a fun game, it's not an enjoyable game. Like, I would much rather download Fable again. I do have Fable in my my Steam library. I would just download Fable again and play Fable. This game could have been Fable, but it's just bad. It's just really bad. So needless to say, I can't recommend the game. Certainly I can't recommend the game for $40. Like, maybe if the game was like $10, then I would say, okay, it doesn't have character progression. There's really no point to playing the game other than if you find the game enjoyable. And I don't really find the game enjoyable. The combat is not particularly good. The lock-on during combat is obviously abysmal. The story is bad and low quality, but for $10, I mean, this is basically like an arcade game, like basically an arcade beat-em-up type game. You just go through the levels, you press right-click a bunch of times, you bash the enemies, you look at a couple of cutscenes, and then you move on to the next level. That's really the point of the game. And for $10, I would pay $10 for that, but fucking certainly not $40. Certainly not. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much my opinion of the game. It's unfortunate. I kind of looked forward to this game, but that's really one of those lessons. You shouldn't just look at a trailer of a game, a highly edited trailer of the game, because you can edit out bullshit. You know, you can edit out stuttering, you can edit out bad voicing, you can edit out all of the bullshit that this game has and present it in a nice quick 2-minute trailer for the game, and then the game might look impressive. You know, if the game shows a whole bunch of this bullshit, then it might look impressive. By the way, I still don't know what the shield means. The shield right here, like when I attack, there's a shield. I have no fucking idea what that shield does. I don't know what the shield means. The game obviously has a really bad tutorial. In fact, it has a missing tutorial. The game has basically no tutorial. So yeah, like, I was looking forward to the game a little bit. I had it on my wishlist on Steam, and it just turns out the game is bad. There's really no two ways about it. The game is bad. Fable, like Fable from fucking 15-20 years ago, is better than this game in basically every aspect except graphically. But I mean, graphics aren't everything, and the graphics of Fable are at least passable. So yeah, guys, honestly, not a game I can recommend in the slightest. If you guys want to see more reviews in the future, then you can go ahead and support me on patreon.com/LFP. It is massively appreciated, and if you have a specific game that you want to see reviewed on the channel, then you can just go ahead and message me. If you are a Patreon supporter, just message me and tell me you want this game reviewed or this game reviewed, and then I will certainly make a concerted effort to reviewing that game for you. So if you want to see specific game reviews, or if you just want to see more game reviews, then supporting me on Patreon is certainly appreciated. It allows me to do more reviews for you guys in the future. So yeah guys, that is pretty much it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys next time.